Anyways, so our Persian Wars. We did not talk about the Battle of Etria. It was a relatively minor battle, but the Persians are victorious in that battle. Hi, Avery. Nice to see you, sir. So we see in the beginning of the war, we have Ionia is a Persian victory. Because remember, the Athenians, they ran as soon as the trouble got tough. You know, when they saw that the Persians were mad and they were coming, they'd say, we'll see you later. And they did. They left and totally was not good for the Ionians. But then the Persians, not getting to defeat Athens there, they wound up wanting their revenge. They attacked them at Marathon, and the Greeks managed to somehow win. Then Thermopylae, we talked about that, and we see that, you know, Thermopylae is counted as a Persian victory because they did massacre all of the remaining Greeks there, but they delayed them. They completed their objectives. So it's like win with an asterisk, especially because they lost like 20,000 people to defeat like practically no one. And finally, Salamis, Plataea, we talked about how those were resounding victories. I mean, Plataea destroyed a humongous Persian army. Anyways, dun, 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 dun. You are distracting me, Mariah. Can't wait for you to be in the school. Now, so these Persian wars, what is the big deal with them? Well, think about it. We have these puny, teeny, tiny Greek little city-states against the largest empire in the world, and the Greeks somehow win. It's crazy. So the Greeks are feeling really good about being Greek, and instead of Valentine being like, I'm a Corinthian, and Aaron saying, I'm a Spartan, and Mariah saying she's a Theban, and you know we have Saya not Saya, Cypria, the Athenian size in my other class. You know, Lance, the Olympian. You know, they see that they're Greek. They say, yeah, it's good to be Greek. But there's also a little undertone here, a dark undertone. So the Persian Wars took 20 years to happen. 6 battles, 20 years. That is a long time. So after the Battle of Plataea, the Greeks don't know if the Persians are coming back or not. So they create something called the Delian League. And essentially the Delian League is Samuel says, hey, Rylan, I've got your back if you got attacked by Persia. And Rylan has Samuel's back if he gets attacked by Persia. But it's not just those two. Avery and Haley and Caleb and Alicia, you know, Danielle, Divine, Carson, everybody is uniting, well, almost everybody, no Sparta, is uniting together to go and say, hey, if Persia comes back, we will stand together. Now, Athens becomes the de facto leaders of the Delian League. Now, think about it. Athens kind of took that lead of the war. They wound up going and doing the Battle of Marathon by themselves. They did not participate in Thermopylae, but that's because they were doing the whole naval battle at Salamis right there. So Athens takes the lead, especially because Sparta's not around for it. And in the beginning, it's like, hey, so our Acropolis was burned down by the Persians in revenge for the whole Ionian revolt. Can we have some money to build it back up? And of course, the Greeks are like, yeah, you guys took the brunt of the war. You really led us to victory, and it was awesome and everything. So sure, you guys can have some money to rebuild. And then, you know, as like Mariah is going and rebuilding her Acropolis, she's like, you know, it might be nice if there's a little more gold on this stuff. So they do a little more gold, you know. And Aaron goes, you know, it might be nice if we had a little more marble here. And, you know, Austin says, why don't we just make it a little bit bigger? And it turns out the Athenians, they start kind of abusing it, all right? And so they wind up going and really liking having all this extra money coming in from other Greek city-states, and they want it to come. And it's going to change Athens. Because Athens is going to start going and using the Delian League as a way to control the Greeks. And we see the Delian League is going to be this yellow right here. I know it looks kind of weird because, you know, it's all fragmented. But remember, that is Greece. That's why we didn't have one ruler ruling Greece. It's fragmented because we have all these islands. We have all these mountains everywhere. And we have Greeks over here, Greeks over there, Greeks over here. So the Greeks are going to unite themselves under the Delian League to prevent any future attacks from Persia. But in the result of Athens having all of this power, Athens turns to evil Athens and starts domineering and abusing their Greek brethren. And we're going to start talking about this at the later end of the week. And this really right here is a lot of what you'd want to put on for that last slide, the results of the Persian Wars, because this is the results. This is the effect of those Persian Wars, that last little part of your project, how the Delian League is created, but Athens turns into naughty Athens. And that's our notes for the day. So if you have